Hello and good morning. This is Lori from Quilting with Lori, and today I want to share with you how I'm going to finish Quilt As You Go technique on this table runner. You've seen in part 1 and 2 how I've put the center of this together, and now as you can see I've created some stripped pieces for the outer borders. I'm going to show you how I did that using a piece of used dryer sheet, and I cut it in half lengthwise to create longer, narrow pieces that I just basted together in the length that I needed for the longer borders. And I'm just going to baste 2 of these together, which I can use for the outside borders. I'm going to show you how I strip piece that using short little pieces of scrap fabrics, little crumb pieces if you will. I'm also going to show you how I'm going to cut out the batting that I'll be using for the Quilt As You Go, as well as the fabric for the sashing in the center. So let's take a look at how this is done. Before I take you to the sewing machine and show you exactly how I've done this, I just wanted to give you a full view of the table runner at this point. I do have my sashing, my Quilt As You Go sashing in the middle with the 2 outside borders. The long borders are on. I'm going to walk you through the shorter borders here in a minute, so you'll see exactly how I put this on here. It's all done the very same way. Basically, I had created my strip pieced fabric strips using the long pieces of used dryer sheets that I basted together. You can use a zigzag or a straight stitch, and I basted them together. And then I just started, I started in the middle and just went in both directions. And you'll see this, I'll take you up here in a minute and show you. I just started sewing across. And you can do it in, you don't have to do it in straight little logs there. You can have them go in diamond shapes or just any way you want as you're stitching that across there. Have fun. This is your table runner. So I have a bunch of little short strips that I'm going to use to create the end borders here. And so I'll do that, and I'll show you how I'm going to be doing that. And you've actually seen some of that already when I worked on these the larger rectangles here in the center. The one thing I want to point out is you could certainly, as you're stitching your strips to your dryer sheets, you could actually have this backed with your batting and your backing as you're doing this, and that way you're actually quilting it on here. I was lazy. I simply stitched it right onto the dryer sheets, and then I laid it with my backing and my batting, and I simply stitched. My quilting is in 3 long rows down the center, and then it's going to be sewn, so there'll be a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both sides. So that's what I did for mine. Maybe if I put it this way you can see it easier. I was just lazy when I did this, but you can certainly quilt as you go with every single strip that you attach to your dryer sheets. So that's your option. Once I had these stripped pieced with my little tiny pieces of fabric, then I trimmed them to 2 3/4 inches, and I cut backing strips that were the length of the table runner, and of course your table runner might be completely different length than mine, but I found the length of it and I cut it to 2 3/4 inches for the backing as well as the batting that went inside. So that's how I did those. For the sashing, I am going to sash it with this green fabric here again, which is what I've used in the center. You've seen that before. And I'm cutting 4-inch wide strips, folding them wrong sides together. And so that's what I'm using for that. That's the top sashing. The bottom sashing is a 2-inch wide strip, and that will be on the bottom. And then of course the pieces of batting that I'll be cutting are 1 inch wide, and that'll depend on your seam allowances and so forth, but 1 inch wide is just perfect. I don't want my batting that I'm placing in there to extend underneath the seam allowances, because that will add too much bulk, and you'll see what I mean by that when I get up to the sewing machine. I'll show you all of this, but I just wanted to give you those dimensions on these products here that I'm working with. So as I start strip piecing my dryer sheets, I'm basically just going to fold this in half, and I'm going to start in the center. I'm basically in the center. So I'm placing this first piece right side up in the center. I'll grab something else here, and I'll place it right side down. Bring it over here. I have my walking foot on. This just seems to be the best foot to use throughout the process of this quilt as you go. So I've stitched that. I'm going to finger press it. And again, if you would like to do a quilt as you go all along this, you can certainly put your batting in here behind this as well as your backing and completely do a quilt as you go for each and every one of these. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to strip this whole thing. Then I'm going to put my batting and my backing, and I'm going to do some straight seam allowances or straight stitching right down the center of it. So that will be my quilt as you go for these borders. So I'm going to continue piecing these. I'm just grabbing fabrics here and putting them on here. You can see that that piece is a little cockeyed, so I'm just going to sew straight here. You could certainly sew in diagonal lines if you'd like, sort of make triangles if you wish. I can show you what I mean by that. This is your table runner, so have fun with it. Hopefully you're all making one of these, and you'll see that that is not in a straight line. It is a straight line, but it's creating more of a triangle shape there. So I'm going to just continue placing these strips on here and stitching. And so these are just simply some crumbs that I have. There's another triangle. So now let's grab a pink here. This is a nice thick one. So as you can see, I've created some triangles there just by laying the strips on there at angles. So I'm going to continue going probably almost to the end here. I'm just going to continue adding strips. Then I'm going to come back to the center one and do the same thing going this direction. I don't need all of this for my side pieces, but I'm going to do most of it. And I'll go ahead and finish that up, and I'll bring this right back so you can see what it looks like when I'm finished. So I have finished strip piecing the dryer sheet. These are used dryer sheet that I cut lengthwise. I have trimmed them down to 2 3/4 inches. That's just a measurement that I chose for the purposes of my table runner. I've strip pieced this used dryer sheet so that it definitely extends beyond the width of my short borders on my table runner. I just want to make sure that I'm not running short on that. I've also cut a batting to 2 3/4, and I've cut a backing to 2 3/4. And what I'm going to do my quilt as you go for these borders is the lazy way. I am simply going to put this up on my machine. I'm going to go in 3/4 of an inch and stitch here, 3/4 of an inch and stitch there, and then I'm going to stitch down the center. And so there'll be 3 lines of stitching in the center of that border. And that's how I'm going to do a quilt as you go for my borders. So I'm going to lay this aside for the time being, and what I'm going to do now is attach my sashing to the end of my table runner. And this is the sashing that this is the green one. It's 4 inches wide by the width of this table runner. So that is going to be pinned to the front of this, raw edges matching. I'm going to take the 2-inch wide backing sashing and put that up against the back. So I'm encasing the backing, the table runner, and the front sashing all together like this. And I'm simply going to pin these, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance along the width of that to secure it all. I have this pinned, so I have the top facing, which is folded, wrong sides together, raw edges here at the edge. That's pinned on the front. The back sashing is pinned on the back, and then of course the table runner is on the inside. I'm going to stitch a 1/4 of an inch all the way down the side of this table runner. So as you can see, that's been sewn. There is the front sashing, there's the back sashing. Now what I need to do is attach this stripped border to that back sashing. So I'm going to place it right sides together, which is the backs, and I'm going to stitch it down the side of this table runner just as I've done before. So I'm going to go ahead and pin that and stitch it, and I'll show you how that's done. So as you see here, I have this border strip sewn to that back sashing, and this will be able to be placed over the top and stitched down. But first of all, I need to get my 1 inch wide batting strips in there. And as I mentioned before, you want your batting to fit right on the inside. You don't want it to tuck under all of this batting, because that will just make that too thick. You want to make sure that you measure that. And in my case, it's going to be a 1 inch wide batting that I'm going to put down the center of that. I'm going to cut that out, place that in there, and I'll be right back. I've placed the batting in that center section. Mine is a 1 inch wide batting. And now I can bring this sashing over, and I'm simply going to pin it down the side here. And I'll bring it up to the machine, and I will stitch down close to this edge, probably 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, all the way down, and that will connect it. And then I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch away from this side, just so that they're even on both sides. And then I'll also stitch down the center of this. So I'll go ahead and do that in fast motion, and you'll see how that's done, and that will connect this, and that stitch down the center will secure that 1 inch wide batting so it's not going anywhere. I got the stitching done on this side. Now I'm just squaring up the outer edge of this border, and I am simply going to be attaching my binding all the way around to the outer edge there. And you'll see that this sashing on the end just came off the edges like that. And there's not a pattern for this. This is just something that I made up as I went. I really am happy with it. I love how it turned out. I love how you can take all of these crazy different pieces of crumbs, little tiny scraps, and make something so beautiful. I think this is such a bright and cheerful table runner. So I'm going to finish the other side, and I'll trim it up, and then I'm going to bring it out to the living room floor there so I can lay it out so that you can actually see the whole thing and see what it looks like. Hopefully you can see the full length of the table runner here. I have all of the borders on. They are sashed. When I did the sashing for the lengthwise, they're basically the length of the center blocks. And when I added the sashing and the outside borders for the shorter ends of the table runner, they completely go across there. So you'll see the sashing completely goes across the table runner itself. And then when I do a binding, I'm hoping to have enough of this green fabric that I can bind this table runner with it. We'll see. I'm getting down to just a tiny chunk of it. I might have to find a pink to actually bind it with, but I love how it turned out. I hope that you've enjoyed learning how to quilt as you go, and this is one technique. There are many different quilt as you go techniques. This is just one way that you can accomplish that. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, very simple, and it's a great way to get an entire quilt put together and quilted all at the same time. Hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. please make sure to like and subscribe so that you get and hit the notification button as well so that you get notified when I do put up some new videos. I'm trying to put up a couple a week, and this one has been a little bit late in getting to you. It's been a very busy month here in the month of May, but I finally got this part done. I'll take a picture of it when I get the binding on it, add that as well, so that you can see that later on. But hopefully you're making one of these quilt table runners yourself, and if you are, please let me know in the comments, and I would love to see pictures of them. Go out to my Facebook page, Quilting with Lori, and then find my group page, Scrap Up Your Stash, and include some pictures of your table runners that you're doing. I just want to thank you for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this Quilt As You Go series. I look forward to doing some more of these. In fact, with my 52-week series of sample blacks, I'm going to be putting that together in a quilt as you go technique. So stay tuned. And thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful week. This is Lori Dickman with Quilting with Lori. Happy quilting.